Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Empowering Lives Through an Online Business. Happy Friday for those who are on Friday, and happy Saturday for those who are already enjoying the weekend. So let's find out what is our topic for today. Asma? Oh, hold on, Asma. Okay, go ahead.
Welcome to Empowering Lives Through an Online Business. Today topics the three decisions that open more doors than we when you expect.
Thank you so much, Asma. Okay, so that's our topic for today. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor. Christiana.
Hello, everyone. Happy and blessed Friday. My name is Christiana. I'm originally from Nigeria. I am a registered nurse by profession. I reside in Texas and I am a proud digital business owner and also a mentor. Thank you.
Thank you, Christiana. Asma.
Hello everyone, my name is Asma Harris. I am a digital business mentor residing in the USA with my family. I am originally from Pakistan and I am a homemaker. I help people who are interested in starting their own digital business.
Thank you, Asma. Daxi.
Hello everyone, my name is Daxi. I am a proud Ilongga from Iloilo, Philippines, a wife, a mother of four, and a healthcare worker. I began my career as an RN in the Philippines and later in Jeddah, KSA for 12 years. I moved to BC, Canada through this program when I studied and a residence RCA and now a passionate a mentor and a business owner.
Thank you, Daxi. Shabana.
Hello, my name is Shabana Hamid from Houston, Texas, a proud mother of three, grandmother of three. What's just and I am from Houston, Texas, and running my own digital business. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. Happy Friday. My name is
My
Ashwini. I'm originally from India and I moved to USA after I married. I live with my family, my husband and two kids here in Maryland, USA past 28 years. By profession, I'm a pharmacist and now I'm a proud digital business owner and a mentor. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yesenia, but everyone knows me as Jessie. I'm a nurse by profession. I live here in Ontario, Canada, but I'm original from Cuba. I also a proud digital business and mentor.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Isabel. I'm originally from Mexico and now residing in the US. I am a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a former assistant, and now a proud digital business owner.
Hello, hi everybody. My name is Maimuna Diallo. I'm living in New York, mom of four. I'm from West Africa. I'm a proud digital business owner.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, so we're gonna dive in into our topic for today.
Our topic for today in Empowering Life Through an Online Business is going to be the three decisions that open more doors than you expect. So stay with us.
Thank you, Jesse. So that's our topic for today. So welcome back to another episode of the Empowering Lives Through an Online Business. And have you ever looked back and realized that one simple decision changed the direction of your life? You know, many of us think our future depends on one major breakthrough, but often it's the small decisions we repeat every day that have the greatest impact. So today we would like to share three decisions that have the potential to open more doors than we might expect. Not because they're complicated, but because they are intentional. So let's dive in.
Okay. Today's points we'll be talking about: one, decide to keep learning; decide to build meaningful relationships; and the third one is going to be decide to take action.
Thank you, Christiana. So let's dive into our first point.
We are going to learn and talk about how learning expands your perspective. Every new lesson changes the way we see the world. Learning helps us recognize possibilities we may have missed. Curiosity keeps our minds open. Knowledge gives us more options when making decisions. Growth begins with a willingness to learn. So, my takeaway on this is every lesson learned today prepares you for tomorrow, and you should never stop investing in your ability to learn. Thank you.
Thank you, Shia. So yeah, so that was one. So that was part of the decision one. So decide to keep learning. So Arshia just talked about learning expands your perspective. So like she shared, every lesson learned today will prepare you for tomorrow. So let's move on to the next point.
So my point today is every skill builds upon another. One lesson I learned throughout my journey is that every skill we learn prepares us for the next opportunity. No learning is ever wasted. As an RN in the Philippines, then working in Saudi Arabia for 12 years, I developed skills in caring for people, communicating with different cultures, and working under pressure. When I moved to Canada, I had to learn new healthcare system and become resident RCA. Every experience built upon the one benefits and helped me become the more person I am today. The same happened when I started my online business. I was not tech savvy, but I was willing to learn through training, mentorship, and our supportive community. I developed communication, leadership, and skill. I dev- I realized that every new skill made the next one easier to learn and gave me more confidence. Research shows that learning builds on previous knowledge. The more skills we develop, the more adaptable, confident, and prepared we become for a new opportunities. So guys, this is my takeaway for you. Every skill builds upon another. Never stop learning because it's new skill you gain today can become the foundation for tomorrow's opportunities and success. Thank you. Back to you, Sandy.
Thank you, Daxi. So Daxi talked about every skill builds upon another. Just like Daxi mentioned, when you combine both communication, organization, creativity, and technology over time, those creates greater value, stronger abilities, and more opportunities. So yeah, so that's why we talk about this point. So now let's move on to the next one.
Hello, today my talking point is learning builds confidence. I want to share a simple thought that has been meaningful to me. When we start something new, it's normal to feel unsure. We may have questions, make mistakes, or feel like we don't know enough. But that's all part of the learning process. I have learned that confidence doesn't come from knowing everything from the beginning. Confidence grows when we keep learning, practicing, and taking action. Every time we learn something new, we become a little more prepared. Every challenge teaches us something, and every small improvement helps us move forward. So instead of being afraid of what don't know, we can look at it as an opportunity to learn and grow. So, talking points confidence grows through practice, understanding reduce uncertainty. Every new lesson prepares us for the future challenges. Learning helps us adapt with great confidence. Growth comes through continued improvement. My reflection For me, learning is a journey. I am still learning every day, and I believe we never stop growing when we keep an open mind. My takeaway: the more you learn, the more prepared you become. So keep learning, keep practicing, and keep moving forward. Small steps in learning today can create greater confidence for tomorrow. Thank you everyone for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Asma. So yeah, so Asma talk about learning builds confidence. So just like Asma mentioned, every new lesson, every skill, every experience, that we have, it will prepare us to face those challenges with a greater knowledge. Will give you that resilience, and it will give you that self belief. So we can believe more, in ourselves to be able to do it. So that's how you build that confidence through learning. Now we're going to move into decision number two. So decision number two, and the point is decide to build meaningful relationships. And Christiana is going to talk about relationships influence your growth.
Okay, today I'll be talking about relationships influence growth. So we all know that the people we surround ourselves with have a huge impact in our lives. If you surround yourself with people who take actions, people who um we people who are winners, people who are willing to strive, you will see yourself excelling. There's one quote that said, if you are in the midst of millionaires, maybe if there are 5 millionaires, you will be the fifth one, because the relationship, the people, the discussion, everything is going to prepare you for what you want. Then another point is positive conversation inspire action. So when you have people that always encourage you, always say something positive around you, you see yourself adapting to that action. And that's one thing I like about our business. We have a community of people that are here to support you. Like for instance, every one of us, we met in this business and we are here to support each other. Encouragement strengthens resilience. So when we encourage each other, we said in this business, you don't have to be a tech savvy, you don't have to be experienced, you don't have to know it all to come in. As soon as you start the business, you're going to learn and you will grow. A healthy relationship helps us keep growing. Yes, in as much as we want to achieve what we want, we need to be in a relationship that is healthy, relationship that encourage growth, relationship that encourage us to take action, and the community provide perspective. So the community of people that you surround yourself, if you want to succeed in this life, surround yourself with people that have the same mind, the same thinking, the same abilities with you. The right relationship often helps us discover our greatest potentials. So I will be leaving us with this. Choose relationship that encourage growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Christiana. So Christiana talk about relationships influence your growth. And just like Christiana mentioned, when you surround yourself with positive and encouraging people, it help you shape your mindset, it help you strengthens your resilience, and also it bring out your greatest potential. So that's why, relationships influence your growth. So let's move on to our next point.
Okay, okay, our next point, listen before you lead. One of the greatest leadership lessons I've learned is that people don't need someone who can talk the most. They need someone who can listen the most. When I first started my journey, I thought that my role was to explain the opportunity, to answer the questions, and to tell people everything I had learned. But I quickly realized something. Every person who reached out to me had a different story. Some were worried about paying their bills. Others wanted more time with their children. Some were caring for their aging parents, and others simply felt stuck and wondered if life had something more for them. So I recognized their pain because I had lived it myself, you know. I know that I know what it feels like to leave your children after after each maternity leave because your family depends on that income, right? And I know what it feels to realize that time moves faster than you ever imagined. And because of my own journey, I learned that people offer someone solutions. I needed to understand their heart so I can offer them or tell them um, what I could help them with. And today, when someone reaches out to me, my first uh, thing is not to convince them, is to listen, to listen to them. Because when people feel heard, they begin to feel value. And when they feel value, they become more open to seeing possibilities they couldn't see before. That's what leadership looks like. So, not having all the answers, but caring enough to understand someone before trying to change it, change um, what they're looking for. So, if you want to make a difference in someone's life, don't start by telling them what you know. Start by asking about their dreams, their challenges, and what truly matters to them. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give another person isn't advice. It's just giving them your full attention to understand them. Because people may forget what you said, but they rarely forget how deeply you made them feel heard. So that's what I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel. So Isabel talk about listen before you lead. So, when you listen before you lead, just like Isabel mentioned, and you start understanding others through empathy, and you also, you're an active listener, and because you're doing that, you start building that trust, and you're able to strengthen relationships, and you're able to create more effective leadership, because people will be able uh, to believe in you, to trust you, because you can listen to them. So, and you can relate to what they're sharing with you. So, that's listen before you lead. And our next point is add value before expecting results. So, one of the most valuable lessons I've learned is that lasting success begins with adding value to other people's lives. It's easy to focus on what we hope to receive, but the strongest relationships and the greatest opportunities are often built when we first ask, how can I help? So when we genuinely serve others, we build trust. And when we are consistent in encouraging people, sharing what we learn, and showing up with integrity, we build credibility over time. It isn't usually one big act that makes the difference. It's the small, consistent acts of kindness, generosity, and service that people remember. I've experienced this personally after spending more than 25 years in the film industry. I entered a completely new field where I had so much to learn. Along the way, I was blessed by mentors and people who generously shared their knowledge with me. That taught me the importance of paying it forward. So today, whether I'm creating content, hosting live conversations, or mentoring others, or simply sharing something I've learned, my goal is to provide value first. If one idea, one conversation, or one lesson helps someone take the next step, then I know I made a positive difference. I believe this applies to every area of life. When you are at work, or with your family, or in your community, or building new relationships, look for ways to encourage, to support, and serve the people around you. When you focus on making someone else's journey a little bit better, you also grow as a leader and as a person. And as today's reflection reminds us, The greatest influence often begins by serving others. So here's the message for you guys. Look for opportunities to add value wherever you are. Because when you consistently serve, you encourage or help others grow, you build trust, you create meaningful relationships, and leave a lasting positive impact. So that's what I wanted to share on this point. And now we're moving to decision number 3, which is decide to take action.
Decision. Decision. Decide to take action. Welcome, everyone. Today we are talking about powerful trust. Progress begins with first step. So many people delay their dream because of they think they don't need to know everything before they begin. They wait for the perfect timing, the perfect plan, or perfect amount of confidence. But there is what they learn. You don't need to. You don't need to every answer to get started. Every great journey begins with one decision, one small step, one action. Small action create momentum. When you take in the first step, you begin to learn, grow, and gain confidence. Along the way, co- co- courage doesn't come before action. Courage grows because of your action. If you keep waiting at the perfect moment, you may end up waiting forever. That there will no, there will not, there will never be a perfect timing. The best timing when you decide to move forward with what you have today. And I want you to, I want I want to leave you with reflection and action and turning possibility into progress. You dream your goal and your future will begin with one decision. You don't you don't need there will never be a perfect timing or best timing when decision move forward with what you have today, what you leave you, what to leave you with reflection, action turning possibly into progress. My takeaway for you today is simply stop waiting, start moving, and trust your each step you will take bring you to closer where I want you to be. Thank you for listening, and remember your future begin with the decision you make today. Thank you.
Thank you,
Oh God.
Maimuna. Thank you, Maimuna. So Maimuna talk about progress begins with the first step, and just like Maimuna mentioned, every small step that you take, or is every courageous action that you do, create that momentum, and those momentums are able, to turn into possibilities and into meaningful results over time. So it's better to take action, instead of delaying for the perfect moment or the perfect time. So just take action and take those courageous action that will help you to create that momentum and possibilities uh, for the future. All right, so let's move on to our next point. Hold on, my Shavana, hold on. Go ahead, Shavana.
Today's topic is consistency creates momentum. One thing I have really learned on my journey is the power of consistency. We often think we need to take big steps to see big changes, but actually, it is the small things we do every single day that begins to add up. Motivation is great, but motivation comes and goes. Some days we feel excited and ready to do everything. Other days we may feel tired, busy, or even discouraged. That's when becomes important. Consistency means I keep showing up, I keep learning, I keep taking that next small step, even when I don't see immediate results. And I have noticed something else. The most consistently I show up, the more confident I become. Because I am proving to myself that I can keep the commitment I made to my goals. You don't have to do everything perfectly. You just have to keep moving. So my reflection is consistency keep quietly creates extraordinary results. So if you feel like your progress is slow right now, don't give up. Keep showing up, keep taking small steps, keep believing in the process because long-term success isn't created in one day. It's built one consistent day at a time. Thank you.
Thank you, Shabana. So Shabana talk about consistency creates momentum. So just like Shabana shared, every small and disciplined action that you do every day, that you repeat every day, will help you to build that confidence, will help you to strengthen those habits, you know, and by doing that, you'll be able to lead to a lasting success over time. So you're able to build those um, disciplines and actions that will last you over time. All right, so let's move on to the next point.
All right, our next one is every action becomes part of our story. So I love this point because every action becomes part of a story because sometimes we underestimate those small things that we do every day. We think one conversation it will not matter. We think that one decision it will not change anything. One new skill well, it will. It's not good. Or one step outside our comfort zone will not change nothing. But the truth is that our life begin grading, through the actions that we take every day. So every time we choose to learning instead of staying comfortable where we are, that's part of a story too. Every time that we choose to keep going when things get difficult, that's us. Every time we say yes to the opportunity that challenge us, and sometimes one small action can create connection, skill, opportunities that can lead um, to unexpected outcome. That's why I believe we have to be intentional about the decisions we're making every day. You may not know where you are, where the ladder continue, like one step at a time, but you are leading your way. You may not see the results immediately, but that doesn't mean the action is not valuable. Your future is not created by one huge decision. It's created by an accumulation of thousands of small decisions. So it's you don't have to know exactly how your story will end, but you just have to make sure that those actions you are taking today are moving you toward the person and the life you want to become, because one day you look back and realize that those small decisions you almost ignore were actually helping you to create your next chapter. So I leave you with this: every action become part of your story. Make your word telling.
Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, so Jesse talk about every action becomes part of your story. So just like Jesse mentioned, uh, when it reflects, on the choices that we make today, that will shape your future. So um, not only it will shape your future, but also, it will inspire others because others are watching you, right? So they're, for example, like if you share your story, they're watching your story, they're watching how you progress. So you inspire others that way. And also, like Jesse mentioned too, those actions that we took that we might not see so meaningful right now, it will become the chapter of the life that you're building in the future. So when you look back to those to your past, right, you will see like, oh, I'm here because of the actions that I took. So every actions becomes part of your story. All right, so let's find out what is a key takeaway for this topic.
Okay, our key takeaway for today is today's conversation reminds us that meaningful change doesn't usually begin with one extraordinary event. It begins with ordinary decisions made constantly. Choose to keep learning, choose to build meaningful relationships, and choose to take action. Those three decisions have the potential to open more doors than you may ever imagine. And remember this, the future isn't built in a single day, on one decision at a time.
Thank you, Isabel. So that's our key takeaway for our topic today. We do have some emojis, like emojis from Gustia Novia and Ismaura Fernandez Serpa. So thank you so much for watching the live and thank you for your like emoji. All right. So what is our reflective questions for our audience?
So, are you finished today's conversation? Ask yourself these three questions. What I learning right now? Who I am intentionally learning from? And what action will take this week? Choose one small action and commit to it. Small decisions repeated consistently often create remarkable results. Back to you, Sandy.
Thank you, Daxi. So that's our reflective question for today for the audience. So we have arrived to the end of our life. So we hope so that what we shared today, the three decisions that open more doors than you expect, um, will help you, to start taking those initiative, making better decisions, taking action, learning. Remember, the future you dream of is built in one intentional decision at a time. So keep learning, keep investing in meaningful relationships, take consistent action, and trust that the small choices you make today will open doors, will shape your story, and will create those opportunities far beyond what you can imagine. So, with that, we end this topic, and let's find out what is our topic for next Friday.
Okay, so next Friday's topic is why learning is the first investment every business owner makes. Thank you.
Thank you, Chia. So yeah, so that's our topic for next Friday. So it will be a conversation about why every successful business begins with personal growth, developing new skills, and building the foundation that supports long-term success. So that's the end of our live. So we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. We want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday, and a happy and blessed Saturday for those who are on Saturday, and a happy and blessed weekend ahead for everyone. Thank you for being here with us today, and we'll see you again in our next episode of the Empowering Lives Through an Online Business. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all. Thank you for watching.